We're all vaccinated. We're all
We're here.
We all have
Yes.
our shots.
very nice to see.
Okay.
Okay, where is she?
She lives here in Atlanta.
Oh, good. They're both in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
What's her, Helen?
Helen.
Okay.
Let me get a picture. I show y'all 5 of us together.
Oh,
Good.
yeah, that would be great.
Who was born?
Carl.
Her brother. That's my brother. That's Alibet, John, Carl, Helen, Tico, and Helen.
Okay, now Olivet used to be in touch with Mama.
Yeah.
Pretty regular.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
You mean little Alibet?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Or
she's
older
now she's
Alibet.
named.
No, older Olivet.
Used to be in
Oh,
touch
really?
with my
Was in
sister
touch with-
Sherry too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
Sherry came down here to go to Spelman.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And,
she
yeah,
went to- uh-huh.
Wow.
Well, that's Alibet right
Uh-huh,
there.
uh-huh.
Okay.
You all look alike. You can definitely see your family.
Yeah, yeah.
Our father in there. I think he was.
Yeah, they actually left him off. Like,
Yeah.
or they had him named.
That is name.
Yeah,
Oh, like Jeff Jr. or something
Yeah,
like that.
so
or-
it was like-
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
Yeah.
because they were in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
And just didn't. So I actually talked to him and gave him all of our names and everything.
Oh,
but
you-
I
who
don't
did
know
you
if that
talk to?
ever. The
now
author.
here, you all have this picture. I know, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep,
Uh-huh.
yep.
Yeah.
Let me-
And there's your. Where's your mama? Right here. Right. Your
our
grandmama.
grandmother, yeah,
Yeah.
Grandma, yes. There's one picture I know.
Right
of.
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not Mary. That's never really got. Had to put a bathroom in it.
Uh-huh.
Had a bathtub. And he had planned to have a pump and pump water in it. And but he died and nobody finished it. Cause the tub and all was still there.
So why did he build that house?
Cause the other one was so small, I guess.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
yeah,
just wanted to build a new and nice.
yeah, he wanted one nice house.
Yeah,
Left his
that
land.
was
We
a-
have
So-
that
porch
photo in
on
a
that
frame.
Okay.
We have a photo like that in a
Yeah.
frame.
And it's in the book, right?
It's in the
So
book,
you sent the
too.
book out, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually an excellent book because I didn't know a lot about the Hall family, and that's what that's focused on. We knew more kind of about
Sellers.
sellers. We always
Yeah,
heard
we
about
do.
the sellers.
Yeah, well, this
Didn't
is
really
this
hear
was
much.
grandmama's. This is side of her family, the Hall family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a lot of Indian in her look. She looked. That's great
I,
grandma.
I say that all of the she looks
She does.
that picture does look
But it
indicated,
never-
but
Yeah, she.
Passed away.
So we have a lot of Indian in us.
that's what Daddy always said.
And grandma looked, she had that look too.
You know what,
Yeah,
though?
she
Is
did.
this-
Emma came, our Pearl, Mary from Savannah. All the girls came home to visit grandmama 1 week. And that was. I
That
don't
was
know
something
what
to be had, huh?
Yeah.
Does that look prison? I can. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, he was a smart man. He and then just like I told you, the house he built, and he in his mind and back in that day, he just visualized these things. He had had a bathroom, and he didn't get to finish it, but the tub was in there, and he was gonna have it where the pump could pump the water into the house, and he had all
So what? So did you hear that? So he actually built all that. He inherited that land, correct? Or did he build the acreage?
No, he bought it.
He bought
He
it.
bought it.
He
okay.
bought it.
He bought the.
So
Oh,
he
so
He,
he.
accumulated
owned
that
all
land.
that
So
land.
he accused. So how did he get the money to?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I guess from farming and managing his money and
Managing
back
his
then things, yeah.
So it wasn't inherited from his father, then I guess. Anita.
No, I don't think so. No,
so-
he acquired that on his own.
That's all right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
That's
Perfect.
the way I
So
understood
That's the
it.
way I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, he acquired.
And again, that's Wilbur, Emma,
Yeah,
Louisa,
right.
and that's unfortunate that no one is really.
Now that looked like
That looks like your.
that
mom?
looks like Aunt Lucy right
Oh,
there.
Aunt Lucy. Who is Aunt
That's
Lucy?
Uncle
then?
John's wife. That's who that looks like.
Oh, okay.
That looks like Aunt Lucy.
Oh, that's
You
interesting.
said something about Gussie.
Well, yeah, Gussie's in a bunch of photos.
Well, that's
but
not Gussie.
but
It
this
says-
is not Gussie. This,
No, I
we
know
don't
that's
know.
not. I know that's
We
not.
yeah, so that is not Gussie. So we got to fix that.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
that's
it's. I said
is-
it looks like Aunt Lucy, but I don't know how she
What's the
would be
picture
there
like?
by herself.
well, he could be there, but maybe they're just
That's
not.
another,
he's not in the
yeah.
picture.
But that's who it
He
looks
could have
like.
taken a picture.
Look like John's wife.
Okay. John's wife, Aunt Lucy. And
That's
what
who it
picture
looks
number was that?
I don't
So,
know.
should be-
27. I don't know.
I thought it said something.
Oh, well, if you go back to search
1940.
results, this is, let's see, because the numbers are right there. Who's the seller?
Okay, I mean, I just sent a Zoom link to you and Sherry, so if Sherry gets it, if you want to send that link to Olivet.
Okay.
Walter,
Okay, number-
Walter
That's
Seller.
Walter.
Number
Yes.
2607.
I knew he was a
and
seller,
Walter
but I
is
was
the
trying to,
seller.
yeah, that's who that is, John. It's
Yeah,
three
that
of them.
makes sense.
Yeah.
He was the youngest.
Who was in there? Who's this?
This is
That's
Garrett.
Garrett.
Garrett?
That's John,
John.
and
And
that's
that's
Walter.
Walter. Okay. Garrett,
All
John,
this
and
down?
Walter.
Okay.
Garrett was old.
So tell me about tell me about the like what brothers, like who was like the leader of the family of the brothers? Which one was more?
Well, I think Uncle Horace was the leader because he started all the business and they sort of followed him. He didn't talk much, but he loved his mother.
So he was more focused and
settled
and
very
just didn't
quiet-minded.
quiet-minded.
He was very active and all.
Who, Horace? Or
Garrett.
Garrett, he was active,
Oh, he was very outgoing and very
social.
very social.
What about John?
He was kind of quiet, but he was more so than Uncle Horace.
And Sam, what was Sam like?
Sam, well, that was the grandson.
Oh.
He was the playboy.
So there wasn't a Sam brother, like Sam didn't have a junior, right? I guess.
No,
Okay.
it was two.
So these are all the brothers right here, these three. That's all
But
the
it's
brothers.
that's not all
said-
of them.
yeah,
It's,
'cause it's
you
Horace
have
was missing,
Horace,
right?
John, Horace, Garrett, John, and Walter.
Okay, so
Okay.
Horace
And
is
it-
not there.
Horace is not.
Horace is not there.
What was Walter like?
I didn't know he wasn't around. He was the youngest, and he was sort of playboyish and
They were,
didn't really ever settle down too well.
Okay.
So
The
he-
younger one,
okay, all right. I think I got it.
you got
The
it.
serious ones were John and
Well, Horace was the
Horace.
mastermind of the business.
wow, Horace and John.
And
They-
he had the personality to run it, but Uncle John he could sing. He was in the middle, like he was kind of quiet too, but he was very quiet, but he took care of business.
Right. So and Louisa, and you said the business-minded one was closest to Louise, closest to
Oh
Louisa.
yeah, Uncle Horace. He was crazy about his mama. They call her Mo.
Wow.
Mo.
So, what was
Interesting.
she like? I know you
Yeah.
told me before. You said she was quiet.
She was
right?
very quiet, and she went to church, and we would go to church. The man that ran the funeral home in Baxley would come every first Sunday and pick us up and take us to church, to New Jersey Baptist Church. That's what
New
they
Jersey.
were.
New Jersey
Okay.
Baptist Church. Okay.
They ran the funeral home. He would come.
Yeah, he ran the funeral home. Yeah.
So after Sam passed away, so she inherited. She still had the land to herself. When what happened after Sam passed away?
Who,
With the land?
granddaddy?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it became, well, Uncle Horace sort of took over and managed it, and it's been in this family all these years.
Oh, okay. It was a horse. Okay, great.
Horace. And then after he passed, they sort of had like an administrator,
Okay,
and so like we have now.
Yeah.
good. Okay, all right.
And the one now, Vera's grandson, great grandson is over it
he's the
right
one
now.
doing it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So between Emma, Gussie, what were they like in when their interaction with the brothers and the family? What were
They were. And the only time I've ever seen them all together was they all came to Baxley at one time, and I guess it must have been about 10 or 12 years old.
Yeah.
Aunt Gussie was always the fussy one, and she didn't think they liked her. She had a complex, and they would fuss and care. I
my
guess it's
goodness.
children.
and so
would.
what was Emma like in within?
Well, I don't remember ever meeting on Emma.
Okay,
Wow.
interesting.
I never saw. Never saw.
Right, when you-
Maybe when Grandmama died, she was still living, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I'm sure she came to the funeral, but I just cannot place her in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a part.
She passed away in 1959.
Yeah, 59
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Grandmama died in
30 something.
30.
right?
30. It was in January. It was cold. I know that.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they all came. Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
So-
that was
so
Gussie. And
Gussie was
Emma.
more the fussy one then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she was always fussy. Is that her husband?
No, that's Emma.
And
Oh,
Gussie.
Gussie came to Aliquippa a couple times, it looks like.
Oh yeah, she traveled, but she was much larger than that.
What?
Oh, she was heavy.
Oh, interesting.
It could be the angle too.
Yeah, well maybe,
Oprah
but
Winfrey
she
from Color
looks
Purple.
heavy there. But
Yeah.
she was heavy. She was always the odd one. She had always had something different to say about everything.
Yeah, she was the dominant one then. Sort of.
No, well, I don't think she was so dominant. She was just she sort of complained and
Yeah, she had she had a
She
personality.
saw the glass half empty
Got
and
it.
other people
Yep.
saw the glass
So
half
those
Yeah,
were those
full,
cousins.
right.
The names are there.
Okay.
Marion, son, and Jimmy.
was a big person. He ended up. I forgotten the last big thing he had done.
Somebody was a university president or something up there.
He was. I don't think he was the president, but he might have
Senior
been.
administrator.
Right. But he had a big job with Wilberforce.
Gussie. That's Gussie and Emma, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they must have been pretty close. Seems like just from
Yeah,
the
but they live closer
That's
to each
it,
other. I
yeah.
think that's why.
That's you seen that one.
Who is that?
That's Louisa, your
Yeah, that's
grandmother,
grandmama.
and that's my dad, and that's Emma right there.
Oh, that's okay.
Is that Emma?
Yes. What do you? I don't think. What do you think it is?
I don't know.
I
That's
think that
not
is.
your mom, though.
I
Right
guess
here.
it is.
It
Is
is?
that's her?
I
But she
don't
doesn't
know.
quite look like Emma in that picture.
But they look different at different times.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Because that's grandmama, and I guess that's her. Who is that man?
That's my dad.
That's my dad.
Oh, okay, well, that
Yeah.
must be her.
Yeah, that's
His
what we
great grandmama
we
saw
sort of figured.
Wilbur. Dad.
And I'm not sure that's Emma
Oh,
anymore.
you're not sure?
Which one?
I'm not sure who you.
This,
Like,
I was
think
wondering if that was your mom.
No,
here.
no, no,
Definitely
that's-
not your mom. Okay,
Okay,
so that's
yeah.
probably Emma
Which
then.
one?
No, it's this one. Emma looks a little different.
Right
Oh, I
here.
think that's her.
Okay.
That's what I
do.
thought.
And again,
Who
that's
is that?
Louisa in front
Oh,
of a
that's
fancy
grandmama.
car.
Yeah.
And that's that picture.
Thick, and she wrote grandmama and said, "Pray that he live, cause if he die, I'm gonna get me another one."
Oh my gosh, she was a trip.
She's ahead
Yeah,
of her-
she
she's ahead of
was.
her time.
Yeah, she had.
That's
And who is that?
That's Emma.
Oh, okay, that's her house.
Yeah.
Yep. And
In Aliquippa, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She probably kicked him to the curb.
And that's
Yeah.
that one
Some
again.
women don't have
That's
those
Emma with Jeff and my
things.
sister Sherry.
Now, and it's that whole
And that's
black girl
that
magic,
looks
blah,
like-
blah,
That's
blah.
Emma.
that's my dad and his
Back
mom.
to some of the black female slave narratives.
And then that's Gussie and her husband and
One of her husbands.
one of her husbands.
Yeah, one of them.
One of her four
Oh, now
husbands.
she
Some
looks like
kids.
Aunt Gussie.
And those kids could have come from other.
Yeah.
Well, they probably. She always had children around her. It could be some of his children.
Oh,
True.
okay.
And I think this was supposed to be his wife. I think
Yeah.
that was the story.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was his-
okay.
sorry.
On this continent.
Okay.
So did
We
you
have
know her?
this,
Did you know her
there's a
dad?
whole
Who?
Wilbur,
additional
did you?
tradition.
No.
No, really.
Oh, you never met. Okay.
I don't think she met.
So maybe it's
yeah.
Olivet knew him or somebody.
Yeah.
Sherry said she talked to. So this looks like it says Gussie. with
It
the-
must have been our sister Olivet then. 'cause,
yeah, your sister. Yeah.
Because she remembered a lot of it. Now that looks like
Yeah.
grandmama. now.
Yeah, that's her.
With
Right
her
up
arms
until the
folded.
present. It's a fascinating read. I got so caught up in the reading.
Oh,
It's
is that
hard
it?
for me to be critical and
Okay.
do the work on the
You're trying to get back to that one picture we.
Which one?
That one that we were trying to figure out to correct.
Oh, I think I can.
Well, I don't
Did
know.
they have geese and stuff on there? Do you know?
They had chickens and all that, but
Chickens?
I don't remember this water.
Like water.
We
Well,
didn't have
okay,
that
no
water.
water.
As close
Okay.
to the farm.
Right.
It was down the road, but I don't remember what did that say?
It just
Doesn't-
says we
doesn't-
don't know.
don't
It's
know where
just
that's
one
at.
of his pictures.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think that was part of
Looks
the
like
Okay.
swans or something there.
ducks or something.
There's somebody going to the bathroom.
I
I don't think
know
we
what
know that one.
was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that. It's probably funny. Someone's trying to be funny.
Oops, sorry.
And who was that?
That looks recent. That was like Spike, actually.
Yeah, it looks like
Our
that's.
older brother.
The Spike
Okay.
and. Yeah.
Oh, who was that sitting up? That looked like Aunt Vera. Who's
Okay.
that?
Oh, maybe.
maybe.
I don't know. This is one of those we don't know.
Aunt Vera?
Uh-huh.
Vera
Vera.
Sellers.
This is a Vera Sellers? Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh. That was their sister.
So Emma was
That
probably
look-
gone.
And there's somebody sitting with the legs crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
know what number that was.
302.
302 Vera Sellers.
Yeah, I said that was on Vera. I knew I hadn't even looked over there, but I knew that was on Vera.
Okay.
She had a hump in her back.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. You can see that now.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure
Oh, sorry.
out.
Who the other person was?
That's
Yeah, I don't guess it was.
Yeah,
Emma
you can't see your
Might have been
face.
Emma Steen. It didn't look like her though.
I can't really see her face. Don't know who these people are.
No,
It's like they're working or doing
yeah,
something.
look like. Whose baby?
We don't know.
that looks recent. That actually looks.
Yeah, it says from the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, that was recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
I
is
mean,
also 60s. I just did unknown to see.
Oh.
You have any idea? Have you seen this picture before?
No,
Yeah, I'm thinking this might be on the
Well,
red
yeah.
side.
no, I don't.
Okay. Let's see.
That looks
That's
like it's in
blurry.
Georgia.
No way to.
Yeah.
Don't know who this is.
That's in New York. It looks like or something. The city.
There's somebody walking up.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the 70s.
no, that's Sherry's people or Ruthie's people.
That's,
Now they're
Oh, okay.
yeah. Nope.
that looks
That's
recent.
something else. There we go. That's something.
That's
Oh, that's
older.
Uncle.
Oh, okay.
Who?
That's one of the roses. That's
Donald?
Donald. Yeah, I think it's Donald.
Oh,
It doesn't have a name in it. It just says a soldier.
This should be on the
And
back.
where is this?
Uniform or Old Navy?
It was either Donald or
It's either Donald or
Edwin. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Navy Marine type.
Do any of those guys look familiar?
It's kind of blurry.
I know. But
Let me see if I can.
I'm looking at that person. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah.
Almost looks like Mom a little bit.
It does.
Hmm.
I don't think it was on Pearl. The one that lived in Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
She
know.
seemed to have been shorter than the rest of
Pennsylvania.
them.
Do you remember Pearl?
Yeah, I've been to her house
Well,
and everything.
well,
That's
do you
one in
remember?
Houston, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What was she
Pearl
like
in
when she was
Houston.
younger? Do you
met
remember?
Pearl
Oh, I don't know
Oh.
when I
Oh.
met her.
Strickland.
Strickland, yeah.
You met her when she was older. When
Yeah, uh-huh.
do you remember any of them when they were like young? You wouldn't remember like any of the sisters when they were younger.
Well, I guess when I told you one year they all came, all the girls came to Baxley
Okay.
and to visit grandmama and I guess they were in their prime then. Mm-hmm.
Which do you remember? Which personality stood out to you?
Mary had a very outgoing personality.
Okay.
She was over the Eastern Stars. So,
Mary. Okay. Mary was the okay.
yeah, Mary. She was really outgoing, and she traveled a lot too because of that.
Okay.
I don't know that person.
Yeah, she's in a bunch of pictures, and we don't know who she is.
You know, like on this family reunion picture, a lot of these people were people who help take care of the children. That's what we figured out. That's why we don't know.
See,
Like,
There you go. Yeah, that's there
like
you go.
this lady right here. She
Tell
was.
us about yourself.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I mean, because we
sorry.
we've asked you. We obviously have a lot of curiosity. We don't know a lot of stuff, and
Oh yeah. Well,
so we appreciate the time you're doing. But I'm just curious if you just tell us about yourself and how your life, from whatever you feel like sharing with us about yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, as I say, I grew up with. We moved. Grandmama came to. She spent this winter, I think in Noonan, and when she got ready to go back to Baxley, she stopped by and asked our mama if we could let us go back with her, and she was sending us back before school. So she said okay, but our daddy really didn't like it too much, but we went on anyway. And when time for us to come back, she wouldn't let us come back because she was down there by herself.
Now, how old were you then?
I must have been maybe 7 or 8.
Okay, so
No,
I went
perfect.
down there for the summer or whatever, and she didn't let you leave.
No, we went. She took us back there with her, yeah, and she wouldn't let us leave
So did you go to school down there too? Did you go to
for a while until we moved to Atlanta.
Okay.
So she kept us, and I was her right hand. And I don't know, as little as I was, how I could do all of that. I wonder now how, I was just, 6 or 7 years,
Yeah.
7, 8 years old.
What were you doing? What was she having you do?
Well, she would go into town and tell me about her business and all.
Like what kind of business?
Oh, they had a turpentine.
Oh yeah, they had to sell the turpentine from the trees.
Yeah, they had. She had a sharecropper that lived in the old house,
All right.
and they lived. So she got sick once during the night, and I had to get up the next morning and go out there, and they went back into Baxter, and Uncle Harrison those came down there.
When you were 7 or 8, you had to walk into Baxley?
No, I didn't know. To the sharecropper.
Oh, so you had to go up to the sharecropper to get help to
And
get.
to tell him to go and tell him that grandmama was sick because she fell out the bed that night. And here I am. We slept in the room next to her, and I heard her fall.
Oh.
And I got up as little as I was, and she had this big feather mattress on her bed, and I don't know how I guess God gave me strength. She got back in the bed.
Oh my God. Were you by yourself? But you weren't by yourself with her, right? Were you
No,
with
my
your
youngest
siblings?
sister was.
Oh, so but you were the oldest. Of
Yeah, I was the oldest because
Oh my
she's
God.
3 years younger than I
Oh,
am.
so she's like 4.
Well-
Oh my goodness.
And so I went.
Is that the one that lives here in Atlanta?
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
one.
All right.
So I went out to where the sharecropper lived and told them to go and tell them the grandmama was sick. And they were down there that afternoon.
Oh wow.
And after that, they got a cousin, Idea Cray, to come and stay in the house with
Okay.
us after that.
Good.
Mhm.
Good. Good.
Yeah, because here we were little children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anita told me a story where you said you remember when Louisa wanted to make a decision, she'd walk.
Oh yeah, she would put her hand, she would get her hand and put them behind her back, and she would walk around this, where's that porch?
The wraparound porch.
Yeah, and she would call him, she would say, Sammy, Sammy.
Sammy.
And we would laugh. We'd say, yeah, Louisa.
You didn't see that.
Then Debbie, and she would talk to him, and she would walk that. And when she made up, well, I guess she told her what to do, but she would go into town and take care of her, whatever it was she talked to him about. But she really talked to him.
Wow.
Yeah, she did. And she would, I can see her now walking with her hands around behind her back, calling him, Sammy, Sammy.
Oh, okay. So he was gone.
yeah,
Oh,
he was
yeah,
gone
he died.
By the time y'all got there. So
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why she was by
I don't
herself.
know nothing about it.
I got you.
Oh, yeah,
I
but
misunderstood.
she
So she didn't want y'all to leave because.
No, she was there by
Okay.
herself in that big house.
I
Yeah,
see,
she
I
by
see.
herself in that big house.
Wow.
So,
So you all were there. You got there at 7. Your sister was 4, and then you stayed there. When did you come to Atlanta?
How old were you?
I guess, what was it, 40? It was early 40s.
How old were y'all then? Y'all were still.
I was in elementary
You're still in
school.
elementary school. Okay, so basically.
Because I
moved from
finished
there.
Washington High here.
And what happened to the house and all this stuff out there then?
And where? In the country?
Yeah.
It burned down. Right?
It burned down.
Okay.
And they sold some of the property, but that part of where the house was, they sold that to some
Oh.
white guy in Baxter.
Okay.
Okay.
That's some of the property they sold.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then when you came to Atlanta, you lived where? Like with one of the kids or one of
No,
the had your own
no,
studio?
Uncle Horace had a house.
Mhm.
His wife had a house.
Okay.
And he had a house next door to his wife, so he moved us up here in his
Okay.
house, and we were right next door to him.
Got it. Okay. That's what I was trying to understand.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Do you remember what made them helped their decision to do a funeral home?
No, I don't. Well, see, I think it started out as Uncle Horace used to be an insurance man, and he moved to Noonan, and then the next thing I knew, he had a funeral home.
Okay, Horace did.
Yeah, he was the head. He was the brains.
Wow, he seems like the entrepreneur person.
Yeah, he was, because he started all of it, and then they came on and worked with him.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you ended up coming to Atlanta, and then spending high school. You got to go to school here. And everything.
Yeah, I went to finish elementary school here, and I was telling somebody, my vaccination never took. So every year I went back to elementary school, I had to have another vaccination.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it hurt so bad. It just hit it, and I can't stand needles now.
To this day, huh?
Yeah, Yeah, cause that last shot we got from the
COVID.
thing, it's still, my arm's still sore.
Yep. Yeah,
And
that
that's
does
been
take.
over 2 months or 3 months ago. I just do not like needles. Ooh. And I think that's the reason, cause
Yeah.
that for 5 or 6 years, 4 or 5 years, I had a vaccination, and it never did take.
That's because you had a natural immunity. They
That's
didn't
what I
figure
had.
that out.
No, I did, and then when I
they
came here, but I went to got a job here with the city, and I went to Grady for something, and the nurse said, "You're not vaccinated." I said, "The serum won't take on me." She said, "I never heard of such." So I said, "Well, you can give it to me, but you'll find out." So she did. I went back and it never took. That's the last one I had.
Yeah, you had a natural immunity.
Yeah,
to
I'm
it.
natural immunity.
So you work for the city of Atlanta?
I work with the Atlanta Public Schools.
Okay.
Okay.
So you were a teacher, or
Huh?
were you a teacher then?
No, I'm in food service. I'm really a dietitian.
Oh, just like mom. Mom was a dietitian.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So when I went to to New York to work one summer, the school got for this family up in Massachusetts, and so it was nice, and they paid me well. They kept all my money, so when I got ready to come back, they gave me a check for all my money. So when the year that I graduated, she wanted me to come and help her, so I did, and she said, "Now you're gonna stay with us?" I don't know about all this. So my brother's sister-in-law lived in New York, and she told me, she said, "Why don't you go?" We had a friend of theirs. Her name was Laurie. She said, "Call Laurie and see, can't you get on a job at the hospital here?" So I did, and I never forgot the address. Said go to 125 Worth Street, and that's been years. I never forgot that address. So I went and I got a job with the city of New York
Oh, cool.
as a dietitian, and I stayed there 7 years.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
What a contrast, huh, from where you were from.
Oh yeah, I had never been out of.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big, but it was a good experience.
Yeah,
How'd
sure.
you go to New York? I mean, was it train or?
My training.
Train.
Train, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I know Daddy's talking about taking a train up from Georgia up
Yeah.
to Pennsylvania where we were at
Oh yeah.
when he was young.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
That's cool.
okay, so New York, and then 7 years, and then just
No,
came back to.
I came back to visit, and I met my husband.
Okay.
And my brother Carl introduced us, and so I got married and came back here, and I've been here ever since.
Nice. That's good. Good.
You kind of start working.
And then I got a job with the city public schools
Okay.
as a food service coordinator.
Got it. Okay.
Clark
So that's
University.
where I retired from.
Okay.
Nice. Good.
All right.
I went to Morehouse. So,
Oh, you went to
yeah, right
Morehouse?
across the street. Yeah.
Oh, well, when you were here.
Amazing.
Were they like church-going people? Like, did they go to like the bigger churches here in Atlanta?
Who?
Like the Sellers.
Yeah, they went to West Hunter. It was a real where Abernathy used to be.
What was it called? West what?
West Hunter.
West Hunter AME or
No,
what?
Baptist.
West
Hunter
Hunter
Baptist
Baptist.
Church. And
Okay.
Uncle Horace was a member of Central Methodist Church.
Okay.
And Uncle John was a member of Zion Hill Baptist Church.
Okay, they were all
That's where-
Baptists.
That's
Okay.
where my mama, we all were members of the same church.
Okay.
Yeah, you never hear from all of it, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we've been having,
So
we've been having a great
what number do you
conversation.
know?
That's her
I think-
stepmother. And that's her.
Oops, sorry. Oh my gosh.
Baby,
Okay.
yeah, let me switch it around so she can see you guys.
Sorry.
Let me
That's
switch
okay.
it around so you
Wait
see
a minute,
you
go
guys.
back.
Numbers.
Pull it up. History.
This is
Well, hello. How are you? Hi. We having a family reunion.
Yes, we're having a family reunion, man.
Your doppelgangers there.
Yes.
All the pictures and everything.
He looks just like Jeff
It's
and I.
such a small world. It's a wonder we have married each other.
Right.
I mean, it's true. He went to Morehouse. All these people.
Yeah, that could have been a real
It
possibility,
could
you
have
know?
been. Yeah. It's so good you caught up with us. Oh yeah.
Okay.
One
Oh
of those asked me
no.
to stay there and hold this for like
Okay, there it is.
another couple hours. So
That's
You said
Seisha.
Seisha.
That's
which is
Ramaya's daughter,
Okay.
and that's her stepmother, and that's her father right there. And she has all of them are dead, I think now except one.
Wow. Okay.
And
So
one of them,
these her brothers?
yeah, these are the twins. They are not
Oh, they're
identical
twins.
They're twins.
oh wow.
And
And these
they-
are all Ramalia's children.
And it's one more.
There's one more that's just not in the
older
picture,
son.
probably. Yeah.
These are twins, and then Station, and it was another
Now, whose
brother.
daughter is that?
Ramalia's
Ramalia.
Sellers.
Okay, remind
She died. Wow. Well, right after we first went to Baxter, they lived in Savannah, and he was he was in agriculture, where he would go around to farm, helping the
Oh,
farmers.
okay.
Okay, so he was an expert,
Yeah, he was an ag person, and
That's
they
Ramalia's
always
husband.
said that's why Aunt
Ramalia's
Ramalia died so
husband.
young,
So that's their
because
father.
she was up
And
milking
that's
the
his
cows.
Okay, so what do you remember this was?
Yeah.
Yes,
Should be
it's
a-
579.
Yeah, they sort of
Number
held that.
579.
They held that against them.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember when she passed too. And those are the twins.
Well, that's good to know, because that was one of those unknown
Yeah,
people.
that's
We don't-
Sasha, and that's
her stepmom,
her stepmom and her
And her
father,
dad.
and this is
and her brothers.
the oldest brother was Clarence, and he went to both of them went to Morehouse.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. I can probably find their names on Ancestry somewhere.
There you go.
I can't. I know
They're
that
twins.
Station. I can't remember their name.
I'm sure I can find them.
The oldest son was Clarence, and I don't.
What year was that
Wait,
picture taken?
Clarence.
Clarence Ross.
Bro, okay.
We didn't have a year there, but it looks like what,
Because
40s?
you might be able to
Yeah,
find
that
them in
was-
the
40s
30s
or-
or 40s census.
I can't tell.
They graduated from Spelman in '46, so
Okay, so that's
somewhere
probably
around that
around early
time.
40s or
40
something.
census, we may be able to find them.
Yeah.
In the 30 census, you'd find them in their
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, but I met a Clarence Sellers. That's why I stopped.
Oh,
at
that's a
Clarence.
different.
Clarence Sellers.
So he's I
You
think
figured
he's
it
a
out?
son of. I'll have to look at Ancestry, but
Clarence Sellers.
go
think that's-
back if I can. I
No,
don't
that's
know
not
who that
all
is.
of it.
I can probably go back to the search results, because there's a clear picture of those women.
Okay.
Oh, really?
A lot of sons.
That's Juanita, and that must
Okay.
be
Yeah,
Blanche.
Blanche. Okay.
So that's Juanita. That's Blanche.
Okay, and what number?
741.
741.
Yeah, that's who that
Because there's
is.
another picture of them clearer, which
Oh,
now I can't
okay.
find. She's the one who became the doctor.
Yeah.
Blanche is on the right, and Juanita is on the left with the flowers.
This is Blanche.
Blanche still has the flower,
Yes.
and Juanita
It's
is
on the right.
Okay, and that was number.
Sorry.
So much information here. There's so many
Sorry.
people I just can't keep this straight.
This is really something. After all these years.
It used to be on the top somewhere.
Yeah, it usually is. So let me go back to search results. And it was
Did you all have this picture of the home house?
Do you think history?
it's 2971.
2971. Okay.
Yeah.
So there it is. So she has her own. See that's her as she was older, Dr. Blanche Lavisa.
Oh, yeah.
And she was the first African American woman pediatrician in Washington. So they have a park and a statue of her. there.
Well, her daughter.
Yeah, Risa,
her
right?
daughter lives here.
Does she live in Atlanta? I thought she lived in New Jersey.
Well, she has
A couple places, probably.
no. It's how many of them? She had 2 children, and then she had 2 more. And Evelyn Lovizo is the youngest.
Okay. And this is the other one. She's the one that's really a big deal. This Risa is her daughter. Oops, sorry. Let me go back up. She's kind of a big deal too. That's Blanche's.
Oh yeah,
daughter.
she's
Yeah.
she's a daughter. I mean,
Yeah,
a doctor
she's a doctor.
too. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that's a doctor, she comes here quite frequently.
Oh,
because
does she really?
Her sister lives here. She runs carriage still up here. So,
Okay. I didn't know her sister was here.
yeah,
Do you know her sister's name?
Evelyn Lovizio.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
So one day you need to have a big.
Of all of
Yeah,
them.
it's too many people.
I know. I was just
No,
thinking.
yeah. Because it's hard to get them together right here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, is this her? Is she also a doctor or Evelyn? She's at Georgia State?
Yeah, she's a doctor. She has a PhD.
She's at Georgia State, Jan.
Okay,
I wonder if you knew her. Social.
I live at Carl and John. We lived on Neal Street, right here in Atlanta. And they came home from school one day, and Daddy had been home and cleaned out his closet and left. Just walked off and left us.
Oh no.
And so, Alibert, Carl, and John grew up in Caristeel Pitts home, and we were with Grandmama.
That's
so,
the same home that
that
she's the chair of.
Because
Oh,
Alibert ended
wow.
up being the director of it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
And so, they put the three oldest ones in Caristeel, and Helen and I was still with Grandmama. That's the time we were supposed to come back, and she was going to come back.
Okay.
The next thing she knew, her and Mama the daddy had left Mama, so with 5 children. So anyway, they put Alibert, Carl, and John in Caristeel, and we were with Grandmama, and they stayed until they had to leave. But when Alibert got too old to stay there, Miss Caristeel, who owns the Caristeel Pitts home, adopted her.
Really?
Sent her to Spelman.
Oh
And
wow.
so she ended up being the director of Spelman.
Oh,
I mean,
Oh, the Caristeel.
Caristeel Pitts home.
Wow. So what, did you ever see your dad after that, or?
Well, we back after I got married. We got a call that he was in Chicago, and I don't know who called. I guess somebody, and we went to the funeral.
Oh, he passed.
But he was already dead then. And when my brother walked in and said, "You look just like that man in that couch casket back there."
Oh, no.
And walked out. Yeah.
Wow.
But
And so and your mom didn't take it too well. It's just how to,
but they weren't together.
Yeah.
yeah, but okay.
Yeah, you said she disappeared. Or
Yeah, what
she
is
went,
Well,
you said she.
well,
Yeah.
that's another story.
Oh, okay.
When we went to live with Grandmama,
Well, the 2 youngest did.
The 2
Yeah.
youngest,
But
right?
the 3 older ones, where were they?
And not
were
Carrie
in-
Steele
they
Pitts
were there
home.
with our mom and daddy.
Okay, until he walked out. I guess.
Yeah, so they came home one day and he had packed up and gone and then away. So they put them in Caristeel.
Right.
Because,
Caristeel is what?
It's a
Pitts
home.
Like
Oh, okay.
children's home.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And so the director of Caristeel fell in love with Alibert. And so she nurtured her. She had a granddaughter, and she went to Spelman, and she finished AU in social work, and she ended up being the director.
Okay.
So we were, but anyway, when Grandmama died, see, Mama had gone. She left here and went to California,
Oh wow.
and she sort of. Before that, she left going to work somewhere, and she just stopped writing. We didn't hear from her for years. So somebody came to the funeral home one day and told Uncle Garrett, said, "Oh, you look just like your sister." So Emma Steen said, "What sister?" And we don't have no relatives. And so she started telling her all about Mama.
Wow.
So she really knew her. The lady knew her.
Wow.
And so she came home and told Grandmama about it. No, somebody said Blanche was so and so, and I don't believe nothing they say anymore. So it went on. So when Grandmama died, Steen had all this information that she had gotten, and she got on the telephone and caught up with Mama.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
This is before Google. Right?
Yeah, that's before we were on the telephone.
Wow.
She made calls and she said her mother died and we wanted her to know it. So she came home to the funeral. And we hadn't heard from her in years.
Wow.
But that's the way we caught up with her. So she stayed here in Atlanta for a long time. And then she decided to go to California and work. And so she did all right after that. But she was one of she and Walter and the younger ones, they were the headaches for the family.
Headaches and what? And they just were did what they want, or they?
They just, well, my mama was spoiled because she was the youngest. See, and
Okay,
I don't
okay,
know, Walter Jr. He was kind of spoiled. I think they were the youngest ones. See, all those folks. So, but anyway, so she came back and then she went to California and worked, and she got cancer, and she passed out there, and they brought her. She came back. She's buried out there next to Grandma.
Wow.
Well,
How'd she end up there?
well, she and probably my daddy were not getting together, and every time they got back
okay.
together,
They
she
fight or
made a
something.
baby.
Okay.
And
So
so
she
she,
just.
when she, that's why she was up there.
Yeah. Okay.
Pearl, Emma was probably the only one would take her with the baby.
Okay.
Well, she had Olivette and John was there too.
Oh, did they go up to Pennsylvania too?
Yeah,
I guess
because
that's
they were
why
on
they
that-
had
they're
the
on
stories
that
about
picture.
Daddy.
They're on that picture because
Yeah.
they came with your grandmama.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, they came with her.
Okay.
Wow.
So that was before you
Yeah, that was way before we were
Yeah.
born. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So I guess I'm the oldest one in the flock living.
Yeah.